Many buyers looking at new construction in Lakewood Ranch make the same mistake. They narrow it down to either a townhome or a single family home and completely skip over one option that often ends up being a better long-term fit than the both. And that's a problem when you don't realize what was actually out there until you've made a decision, already moved. So today we're walking you through some villas in one of the newer communities on the east side of Lakewood Ranch. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where they fit in that product, what exactly they cost, and one of the trade-offs that tends to catch people off guard after they buy. So I'm standing in front of their villa options. So this is the Tidewinds 2. This is 1638 under air. So this is going to be a 2-2 plus a den. Once again, as you notice, we've got the tile, we've got the pavers, just an overall beautiful look. And I like this front porch. I always like this. So you can come in off your 2-car garage right here. You can sit out and you're covered under the portico and away from the elements. Let's take a look in. So here's your entry hall just to my left. You've got your front bedroom and an adjoining bath. Closet, which is great to have. You need extra closets here, these villas. This is a really good size office space. You've got the French door, so if you needed to put a bed in here or close this off or change this into a third bedroom, you could do that. But a lot of people just like to have that flexibility. Once again, more closet space and a really, I'd say, a better size laundry room that you find in a lot. Once again, closets, the sink, everything. This is a very popular model. There is your island with your nook for dining. There is your corner pantry. I like this open. Some people might not like that open, so you can make that door opaque. We are a gas community here, so you can enjoy gas if you're used to that up north or other communities. A lot of Floridians are not used to that gas. Some of them are actually afraid of it, believe it or not. So with Neal, you're always going to get a beautiful home. You see that tray cove ceiling there, really nice. This one, you see the impact glass. This is going to be, that's going to be the end of your home. They've got a little Lanai extension, but there's a lot of room right there. So once again, you've got a good size, nice and bright natural light. Primary. And typical of Neal Homes, you got closets on both sides. She's got a nice ample size. We'll walk in, and these are going to be the side closets for him. Sinks on either side, which is nice. This can keep them separated and keep them happy. And then on here, just turn on your shower, let it warm up, and you step right in and enjoy. Notice the top to ceiling. Beautiful decor. Neal always does a great home, and this one has been a great seller for them for years. That's why they've kept this. And you see the tile. So that is actual tile, not the LVP. What's possible throughout. Now, if this is your first time on our channel, my name is Rob Rovnak, and I've been lucky enough to call this part of Florida home for over 30 years. And every single day we hear from people just like you who are trying to figure out if Sarasota is the right move. So whether you're 6 months out or ready to go right now, reach out today and let's talk, because the earlier we connect, the better we can set you up with a smooth move to Sarasota. Now, did you notice how that villa felt walking through it? It doesn't feel like a townhome. It doesn't feel like a condo. It actually feels like you're walking through a home. You've got a single story layout, no one living above you, no stairs to deal with, and a floor plan that just evenly flows. That's one of the things that people consistently tell us after they tour Palm Grove. They weren't expecting it to feel this open, and that's really what Neal Homes does really well. The layouts, the area, it's very thoughtful, and the finishes feel very intentional. And because everything is on one level, this community tends to attract people who are, done with the idea of hauling things, groceries up staircases, or worrying about their knees, or 10 years from now what it's going to be like. It's smart thinking, and honestly, I like it myself. Now let's talk about where Palm Grove actually sits, because location is everything, right? So with this one, you're on the eastern edge of Lakewood Ranch. You're along the State Road 64 corridor, north of 64, literally just over the other side of 64. between Eline and Bourneside. And I want to be upfront with you here because this is what I would tell a close friend. You are not in the heart of Lakewood Ranch. You're not on walking distance to Main Street, and you're not going to bike over to Waterside Place for dinner on Tuesday night. What you are getting is a brand new community, a quieter, more laid-back setting, and significantly more value per square foot than you'd find closer to the core. And here's the thing. For most villa buyers, that's actually the point. The people drawn to Palm Grove aren't usually looking for buzz and walkability, all that good stuff. They want peace. They want simplicity. They want to pull into their driveway and not deal with anyone else's problems, and maybe just enjoy where they live. They want a nice self-contained community with plenty to do, and this community delivers. Plus, you'll also be surprised what's just outside the gates, and we'll go over that in a few minutes after this next tour. Now on the other side, you've got the Sandcastle 2. This is 1848 under air. You really can't tell a difference here. They both have beautiful entrances, nearly identical, and same thing here. You're covered from the garage, from the elements as you walk right in, your portico. And it's just a real high one. It's really kind of nice, lets a lot of breeze in, and gives you a great feeling. Let's look on in. So the Sandcastle 2 is really designed to live like a home. You've got 3 bedrooms here. Good sized bedrooms and closets. Nice sized bath, your linen closet, so they don't skimp on anything here. There's your second bedroom. There is your kitchen area. Your AC unit is going to be inside, so that's very energy efficient. You're going to find that in most Florida homes now. Used to be out in the garage. So we're going to tuck back here and take a look at the laundry area. Right near the kitchen, so it's kind of easy if you're cooking, throw a load of laundry in, do this or that, kind of monitor it. But that's nice. And then your pantry's going to be back there. It's good to get a nice little coffee nook there. Extra space is great. But look at this, folks. You still get a den. Even though you got the third bedroom, they didn't sacrifice it. You got this extra den, which is very nice. French doors. Everything nice and wide, very wide. Great room. Some of these are pretty narrow. Once again, a classic look with cove ceilings. Your outdoor, lots of beautiful home sites here. And there's your primary. Very good size primary. There you see a king size bed and a nice armoire dresser. Really good space. All that you will ever need. Coming in, you've got your walk-in closet, which is nice. Your throne room, but there's another really good size. Color coordinated as always. You know we're at a Neal home. There's your separate vanities. I really like that idea. I have that at my home, so it's really nice. So she's got a little extra space there. Some cosmetics and beauty products. And then once again, turn the shower on, let it warm up. Got your subway towel to the top. So the Sandcastle 2, the larger of the two, 2 plus the den, 2-car garage, 1864, lots of space. And lots of living area. Now that second model gives you a really good feel for how these homes live every day. And this is where it clicks for a lot of buyers, because the villa buyer at Palm Grove usually sounds something like this. I'm done with maintenance, or I don't want to do stairs anymore, or I feel squeezed in a townhome, it's too compact. But I also don't want a big yard, that's something that I have to manage every day. Does that sound familiar? Because we hear these same versions almost every week. And the villas sit in a really specific sweet spot. You can get more breathing room, more privacy than a townhome, a little bit more traditional home feel, but the HOA is handling all your exterior maintenance and landscaping. So your weekends, they're yours again. So you may recognize this Neal quality. Neal Homes has a well-earned reputation here and has been building in this market for a long, long time. And Palm Grove reflects that experience. The community feels cohesive. The build style is very Neal consistent. And there's a real sense that everything here was designed with a specific lifestyle in mind. It's not just a house, not just a bunch of houses. It's a community that makes sense. Now, before we talk numbers, let's talk about what you're actually buying into here, because Palm Grove isn't just a collection of villas or homes. It's the amenity package in this community that is genuinely impressive for what you're paying. You've got a pool, which, let's be honest, in Florida isn't actually a luxury. It's a kind of a requirement. And this one is right in the heart of the community, so it's easy to actually use, not just to look at. Now, there's a fitness center, pickleball courts, and if you've ever spent any time in Sarasota, you know that pickleball is basically a way of life down here. And you even have a yoga lawn for something a little bit more low-key. So whether you're competitive or just want to stay active, it's covered. Plus, you've got walking trails winding right through the community, a beautiful pond, and what Neal Homes calls a grand lawn. Just a big open green space that's perfect for those spontaneous moments where you just want to be outside or when people want to have some big gatherings. And there's also a clubhouse, a community center, which often matters a lot more than people think because that's where the social side of this community really comes alive. You've got events, neighbors, the whole thing. And trust me, out here in a place like this, it really does matter. And if you've got kids or grandkids coming to visit, there's a park and a playground right on site. Plus cornhole set up on the grand lawn, which sounds small, but honestly, it's one of those things that brings the community together, and a lot of people play. More than you'd expect. Oh, and maybe you're no longer in the market for them, but there are a lot of great schools here, like the Sky Ranch K through 8th. It's just blocks away, and a great selling point when it's time to move on down the road. So when you factor in the HOA and you see everything that's included, the maintenance, the landscaping, and all of this stuff around you, it starts to look a lot less like an expense and a lot more like a really smart trade. Yes, it's a monthly cost, but what you're really buying is time and simplicity. A lot of our clients who've made that trade, they really don't miss handling it themselves. Now, let's talk pricing, because this is where it either lines up for you or it doesn't. Villas at Palm Grove are going to come in higher than the townhomes, of course, but they're still sitting way below most single-family homes in Lakewood Ranch. So if you've been priced out of that single-family conversation, but a townhome just feels like a compromise, this is worth a very serious look. Now let's circle back to the location itself, because just outside the back gates, you'll find a brand new, highly convenient public shopping plaza to meet all those everyday needs without having to venture very far. Now remember at the top, I said there's one trade-off that catches people off guard, and it's the location. Every time. Being out here on the east side means newer homes, more value, and a quieter pace. But you are going to be driving further to most places. And that's totally fine for a lot of people. But I have had buyers who got out here and tell me, I love everything about it, but I think it's just too far from the beach. So ask yourself honestly, do you want the lowest price, the most space, or the easiest lifestyle? Because Palm Grove is firmly in that easiest lifestyle lane. And for the right buyer, it's genuinely hard to beat. Now, if you're trying to figure out whether a villa at Palm Grove makes sense compared to a townhome or a single-family home, let's just talk. No pressure, no pitch. We'll sit down, walk through your situation, and help you figure out what actually fits. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or click on my calendar link below and find a time that fits your schedule, and we'll have a quick chat. For living and buying in Sarasota, I'm Rob Rovnak. Now check out some of their new home options right here at Palm Grove on a sneak peek we did a few months back.